Good morning, students. Hurry and get to class. Today we are going to the memory lane of a lion. We are certainly not going to the jungle, but we are going to meet people who were clever, courageous, kind, honest, fair, and decisive like the lion. So, we are talking about Shivaji from the Maratha dynasty, whose friend was Tanaji Malsare. Tanaji Malsare was Shivaji's childhood friend and companion at arms. He was very brave and daring. Shivaji proudly called him his Simha or lion. In this story, Tanaji is at home in Umratha preparing for his son's wedding. One morning, a messenger arrives from Raigad with an urgent message from the king. He wants Tanaji to come to Raigad at once. Tanaji asks his wife to postpone the wedding and sets off immediately. Come on, students, now let's read the story. All of you open your book on page number 50. To the memory of a lion. Tanaji rode fast to reach Raigad fort, leading an army of horsemen. When he had reached the fort, he walked straight into Shivaji's room and found him sitting deep in thought. Rajay, I am here at your service, said Tanaji, bowing. Oh, my Simha has come, exclaimed Shivaji. He embraced Tanaji and said, Come, sit down. We have a difficult assignment. Masab feels that the other forts are not safe so long as we do not recapture Kondana fort. Uday Singh Rathore is in command of the Mughal forces. His men are guarding the three gates. His sons are also with him. All of them are brave fighters. There is also the killer elephant, Chandravati. She is a force by herself. I have thought and thought, but can't find a way of capturing the fort. You are the only one who may be able to find a way. The lines deepened on Tanaji's brow. Then he spoke. I have a plan. The fort is guarded only on three sides. We will try to enter from the west. What? Shivaji sprang up. Enter from the west? You are not planning to climb that wall? It is impossible. Tanaji said, No, Rajay, it is not the way I plan to do it. He then explained his plans to Shivaji in detail. It's a daring plan, said Shivaji anxiously, and it will be difficult to pull it off successfully. Everything depends on just one thing. Yes, it is difficult, Rajay, but not impossible. We will prepare well and we will succeed, Tanaji said confidently. Very well, go ahead with your preparation. Tanaji bowed to Shivaji and left. He called Suryaji and some of his friends who were waiting in the next room. He then told them of the plan. We begin preparing at once. Drill the soldiers, perfect them in the use of arms, but don't tell them for what. We have to take the enemy by surprise. Soon everything was ready. Tanaji called his friends and announced, Tonight we attack. It is a moonless night and nothing will be visible. All of you must be absolutely silent as you approach the Kondana fort. I will take the Iguna Yashwanti. With her help, we will scale the wall. Then he turned to Suryaji. You must take the rest of the men and wait at Kalyan gate. We will throw it open for you. Last minute preparations over. They marched to the fort as quietly as shadows. In a short while, they reached the foot of the wall. Tanaji tied a rope to Yashwanti's neck. Then he threw her up hard so she could catch hold of the wall. But the iguana lost grip and slithered down. "Oh, it's a sign of bad luck!" exclaimed one of the soldiers. Tanaji whirled round and hissed, "Who said that? There is no place for superstition in a soldier's life. He must only have faith in himself." Tanaji once again hurled the iguana up with greater force. This time, Yashwanti gripped the top of the fort wall. Tanaji breathed a sigh of relief. "Hand me the bag containing the ropes," said Tanaji. A soldier gave it to him and he slung it on his back. "I will go up first and tie the ropes to the top of the wall and let them down. With their help, you can all climb up. Remember, not a sound." Tanaji held the rope tight and climbed up and up till he reached the ramparts, and the soldiers followed him. Within minutes, they were at the top. Tanaji whispered, "There must be guards posted on the ramparts. Take them by surprise and silence them. They should not be allowed to sound the alarm. We will get down and attack the soldiers inside the fort. Let's go." The men stormed the fort and overpowered the guards in no time. The Mughal soldiers fought back fiercely, and soon a hand to hand fight ensued. One of the Mughal soldiers quietly slipped out and rushed to inform Uday Singh. "The Marathas have entered my fort." "But how?" cried Uday Singh. He sprang from his bed and hurried to the next room. "Wake up, my sons. Tell the Mahot to get Chandravati. She will crush the Maratha in no time." Uday Singh's sons joined in the battle, and the Mahot sent Chandravati charging into the fray. The Marathas fought bravely. Among the first to perish were Uday Singh's three sons and Chandravati the elephant. Tanaji went looking for Uday Singh. Uday Singh had by then heard of his son's death. He rushed outside shouting, "Tanaji, you have a lot to answer for. You can't escape me." "That we will see," cried Tanaji. With drawn swords they closed in. Both were brilliant swordsmen. The battle raged fiercely around them. The attackers had got the better of the defenders, and some of the Maratha soldiers had thrown open Kalyan Gate. Tanaji and Uday Singh were now locked in a life and death struggle. Both were tired and bleeding profusely. Uday Singh wounded Tanaji so severely that Tanaji stumbled and fell. Then, quite unexpectedly, Tanaji sprang up and inflicted a mortal wound on the triumph Uday Singh. He fell dead. Then Tanaji too collapsed and died. All was quiet when Suryaji entered the fort. He looked around for Tanaji and finally found him lying in a pool of blood. He knelt to feel his pulse. He looked in grief and anger at his dead friend. "We must complete your task," he muttered, drawing his sword. The Marathas, led by Suryaji, fought bravely, and after a brief struggle, they won the battle. Kundana fort was once again in their hands. Suryaji returned to Raigad fort to inform Shivaji of their victory. He was anxiously waiting for them. Raje, the fort is taken, said Suryaji. Good, but where is Tanaji? Suryaji hung his head and remained silent. Speak, Suryaji, cried Shivaji, shaking him by his shoulders. What has happened to him? He is dead, Suryaji said quietly. Shivaji's face went pale as he said, the fort is won, but my lion is gone. He turned and walked to the window. He stood there looking out. A memorial to Tanaji stands on the spot where he fell. It is called Sinhagad. So, students, isn't the life of Tanaji very inspiring, heart touching? How well he planned, he prepared, and executed what he wanted to achieve. No wonder Shivaji calls him his lion, and he's shaken by his death and says, the fort is won, but my lion is gone. Students, great people like Tanaji impart to us great values. They teach us life lessons. Tanaji was not only courageous but confident person. He believed things can be difficult but not impossible. So he always planned, prepared, and executed his plans well. He gave us the message in this lesson to always have faith in ourselves. There is nothing we cannot achieve. So, if we believe, if we tell ourselves we can do it, we certainly can do it. And he proved it by this battle he fought for his friend. Students, now hurry and attack the reading comprehension, answer in brief, then reference to context, that is, read these lines and the text and answer the questions. After that, you have answer in details. Then you would have to do the grammar section, and after that, check whether your answers are correct or not. Okay, till then, love you. Bye.